this movement is going in the next couple of years, especially considering a very likely run by Bernie Sanders for president.
No. Oh.
I think the strikes going on and the solidarity going on is a representation to our country that revolution is like right on the corner.
Yeah.
Representation that like we are the people who are going to change the oppression that's been going on for generations. And I wanted to say that like Bernie is going to be the person who changes the oppression going on, and he's going to make the inequalities going on in the U.S. not completely vanish, because it's hard to make that vanish within a year, but or 4 years. But like he's helping the working class, and I don't know where I was going with this.
I think the strike wave is showing our federal government and our school board officials that this train is going to keep rolling.
Amen.
And if they get hit by it, they get hit.
Yeah.
And I think it's our job as students and as people who are working in like public education and just like working class folks that we need to keep up the momentum. Like we need to keep it moving. Like you can't just get a little slice of the pie and think you won the whole victory. Like you have to keep trying. Huey Newton said it best. Like you can gel a revolutionary, but you can't gel the revolution. Issue. This is a public education issue, and we need to start caring about our disabled, our black and brown, our minorities, in our future, because it's not just 2020 that's going to change the world. It's not just Bernie Sanders, it's us.
Yeah.
We are the leaders we've been waiting for, and it's time to show everyone that, even yourself. So it's like, stand up, stand out, and let's kick some ass.
I think in the next 2 years that hopefully we'll be better than what we are now. Because right now, we look like shit. I just don't want to be where we are now. I mean, like, I like school and all, but dealing with this makes me not want to go. It makes me want to stay home. Like, last strike, I wouldn't say I was happy, but I was glad I had the day off. I could do work. But it's just that it's not fair that we have to miss out on education just to do things like this. Just give us what we want. We'll just shut up. Thank you.
I feel like in a few years, this movement will probably end and we'll probably get what we want. If not, we'll keep fighting until we get what we want, because at the end of the day, it's us, especially me, because I'm a freshman that has to deal with these last 3 years. And I have to deal with teachers that come in and out of Oakland that be like, oh, I can go and teach over at Piedmont, you know. I have to deal with that. So hopefully, by doing these strikes, the picket line, hopefully it'll end. We're not asking for like we want something.
Where I think this movement will like go from a couple of years from now, I think we'll see change. Because look at us, look at all of these youth leaders up here. We're standing up for the things that we want. And you know, people tend to underestimate us and think that like we're not aware of these things, but they're completely wrong. Like we know what the hell is going on. And we're gonna fight what we want, fight for what we want, and we're not gonna stop until we see the change that we want to see.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, okay. In the next couple years, I think that we're gonna win. Because like Johnny was saying, there's like so many people who are involved with the movement and it's becoming bigger and more widespread. Like I'm pretty sure the district is scared of us, to be honest with you. So I think that since we're like all together and that we're gonna keep fighting for so long, like we've been fighting for this for so long. I've had subs for like since freshman year. I had a sub for like the whole year, and it was like English core class too. So I like missed out like that whole year on English, and I always had subs after that too. Like we need to keep our teachers because we need to have that relationship with them and like that bond with them because that's how we have a higher quality of education. So we're going to keep fighting for our teachers because we love them and we love the relationship that we have with them. They're like best friends. So yeah, I think we're going to win this.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Okay. So I want to add that even as students, we've been getting a lot of pushback, but as Johnny was saying, like, move out the way or get crashed by a train. Like, a lot of people try to shut us down. I've had, like, the superintendent try to shut her down, our admin try to shut us down, but we're like, no, we're gonna do this, and I mean, look at us now, like, we made national news.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of powerful, that people who are afraid of us try to shut us down, try to threaten us with suspension and this and that. Fuck them. We're doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see where this movement goes, given the incredibly high levels of militancy in organized workers, and specifically education workers, and among the people that make up our communities, our students, our families, our coworkers, etc. And I think that we can only go up from here. That's what I feel right now. And I think with the added benefit of having the 2020 presidential election ahead of us, all of the issues that we're talking about are going to be blown up on this national scale. So when we talk about our schools falling apart or teachers not being paid enough, we're talking about austerity. When we talk about school closures in Oakland, we're talking about privatization. And these are the kind of like core precepts of the neoliberal capitalist agenda nationwide, and that's what we're fighting when we stand behind Bernie in the 2020 presidential election. I mean, this is a little less concrete, but I'm thinking about all the students that are up here today on stage with us, and about all the students that we'll see on the picket lines on Thursday here in Oakland, that were in LA, Denver, all over the country through this teacher strike wave. Like, can you all imagine what our strikes are going to be like?
Oh, yeah.
When these folks are leading it? you all are the people that are going to lead us into winning that world. So thank you.
I am very hopeful. I just read an article about union membership going up actually since the JNSB asked me decision, so that's pretty great because, you know, the right wing, the Republicans and capitalists thought that would be like sort of the death knell for public sector unions. And they know public sector unions are strategically located to, you know, pick up all these different political discussions and narratives that Hannah was pointing to about privatization and charterization and outsourcing and contracting jobs. And even talking about how we tax. You know, like, my county is the 4th wealthiest county in the state, in the 5th richest economy in the world. So what are we doing with our money? I'm very heartened by all the new organizing that's going on. You know, Anchor Steam in San Francisco, Museum, BuzzFeed, all these places where you think there would never be unions. I'm very heartened to see that because we are all workers. Unless you own the means of production, you are a worker. There are only two classes. It's the ruling class and the working class. That's it. So we need to all stand together. And so I'm very, very heartened by all the things I'm seeing. I'm so heartened by the students. I was a college advisor, so I'm like very excited to see you all up here. And I can't wait to see what you guys do because, you know, you all are beautiful and I'm just very happy.
I don't think I can add too much after all that, but I will just say that for me personally, the Bernie Sanders campaign was inspirational. It's been a long time since we heard somebody be able to articulate the kind of things that Bernie Sanders articulates. We voted for terrible and terribler in the past. We voted for a fast descent into barbarism or a slow descent into barbarism. And we are not taking that anymore. Bernie Sanders stood up and his patient, I met him in 1996 when he first ran his independent campaign. We supported him, but he was one person and he's held on long enough to be able to bridge the generational gap, and he speaks to people, and he speaks to me and my daughter who's over here. We watched him on TV, and he inspired me to get re-involved in the socialist movement after some years of not doing that. And I was convinced that he was going to change the debate, and I think, like Hannah said, we've changed the debate. We've brought back into focus who the enemy is and what the solutions are that are going to make our future one worth fighting for and worth living for working class people in the United States and all over the world. So I'm super stoked.
So I just want to add something. I just want to say that we will win.
Yeah.
And if we don't, we keep fighting because at the end of the day, the outcome of this strike, it's like our quality of my education, our education, your future kids' education depends on the outcome of the strike.
Amen.
So we have to win. We need to.
Ha ha.